Kuya nga, pwede ba hinaan konti yung TV? Salamat.
Claro que sí, no? Claro. But, again, recuerda, we're talking about the present tense subjunctive.
Okay.
Diba? What you're saying, the supiera, supiese, mga ganon, that
Past.
would be the past.
Okay.
Claro,
Entiendo,
okay.
sí.
Okay. Entonces, en cuanto sepas algo, te llamaré. Oh, la otra pregunta aquí. En cuanto same algo, espérenme, chicos. Ok, claro. En cuanto algo, llámenme. En cuanto algo, llámenme. El mismo verbo. En cuanto en cuanto algo, llámenme.
Kaya nga, wala sobrang plywood doon.
En cuanto
Kawawa naman yung
algo,
aking ano ko.
llámenme. Chicos, think about it.
Indicativo.
Indicative? Who says indicative? Who says subjunctive?
Me. Indicativo.
Indicativo? Okay. What about the others?
Kanto.
Sí, indicative.
Indicative? Why would you say indicative?
Porque llamen is already subjunctive.
Are you sure?
Kaya,
Yamen subjunctive.
Llamenme, no? Okay. Siguro you haven't, hindi pa kayo na ano dyan. Pero umabot na kayo sa imperative ng third person, di ba? What is the imperative third person of llamar? Singular.
Yamen.
subjuntivo.
Subjuntivo na first person, di ba? Okay, otra vez. Déjame preguntar a todos otra vez. What is the imperative third person singular ng llamar? This is the yo form. Claro, llame, no? No, llame, no? Tama? Sabi natin, third person singular. Llame. O, lo siento. Third person singular en la forma, ano to en la forma imperative. Okay? Tama tayo, llame. The third person singular ng llamar, llame, es lo mismo de cual? The first person singular, llame, de forma, ¿cuál? Subjunctive. Is that correct? Is that correct?
Sí.
Tama? Magkakaano lang yan. Magkakadugtong-dugtong lang sila. So the third person singular de imperativo is lo mismo. Kaya nga sabi ko sa inyo dati, di ba? When you know subjunctive, you would know imperative as well. Because you would be using the same. Pero it's just a matter of how you would deliver it. Pero en este parte, en cuanto algo, iamenme. When you mentioned iamen, ito es correcto na iamen es el parte de ¿cuál? Subjunctive. Present subjunctive to, ha? just to present subjunctive. And tercera persona. Tama? Plural?
Si.
Plural, third person. Okay? But the yamen is lo mismo if you're gonna use it in the imperative, plural, third person. Okay? So here, the ruling that you're saying that dahil may ano na dito, dahil may, como se dice? Meron ng
Subjuntivo.
subjuntivo dito. This is not a subjunctive.
Imperative.
That one was an imperative. Kasi you would say, iyamin me. No? I'm commanding you that you all call me. No? Ang gagawin mong subjunctive dito is pagtatapos ng in quanto. Kasi it's like saying, yamen me en cuanto tu algo. Es lo mismo, di ba? You call me, I'm demanding you to call me. Yamen me en cuanto sepa
Ay, mama.
algo. Saber as an indicative or as subjunctive? Oh, to help you, no? Nakikita ko yung mga magagandang no? Didikdikang mga kilay sa inyong mga mata, no? Okay. Just a review, no? Let's use the imperative forma. Klaro? The yo form ng imperative for preguntar, ¿cuál? Wala naman, di ba? Alam nga naman tanongin mo sarili mo, para ka ng baliw niyan. Di ba? What if you would say the to form, you would use the usted forma, di ba? The third person, the usted forma de indicative, which is the pregunta. The third person, you to él, ella, what would you use? The yo form of the present subjunctive. So you would use as pregunte. Tama? Is that clear?
Si maestro.
Meron ba tayong agam-agam sa ating mga... Okay? So, ganun ang dikit-dikit lang sila, no? So, you would say, otra vez, na wala pa tayong nosotros, and then we'll discuss that kasi hindi pa siya na-discuss, no? The yo form, wala naman. Pero, if you're talking to your family member and you would like, you're giving a mandato, no? You would say it as, for example, yung kapatid mong mas mababa sa'yo, family member, no? Gusto mong tumulong siya sa'yo, ayúdame, por favor. No? Yun ang sasabihin mo. Kasi you're pertaining it to a family member. However, if it's another party, él, ella, usted, he or she, you're giving an emphasis to the usted form. Diba? Sa inyong mga boss, nangingi ka ng tulong sa boss mo, boss, ayúdeme. You would use okay? You would use the first person present subjunctive. Is that clear? So here, given that explanation, so what are we gonna use here? What are we gonna use?
Sepas.
Okay, subjunctive. So you would say, pregunta me, hasta que, ¿cuál?
Sepas.
Sepas, la verdad. Muy bien. Why would you use sepas instead of sepa?
That's not a toy. That's a
Sister.
play.
Kasi, familiar ang ating kausap. Nagbibigay tayo ng mandato sa familiar, sa isang family member. Pregunta. Preguntame. Yan. Kapag gumamit tayo ng pregunteme, it would be sepa. Okay, we would derive it depende kung kanino natin ginamit. Klaro?
Can I have the green one?
Right.
Can I have
Nice ba, chicos? Okay, what other things that I hope that this one is clear, ha? Cuando tú utilizas cuando, hasta que, at en cuanto. Claro?
Claro.
Is this clear? Pregunta.
Claro.
Okay. Let me erase this. Erase ko na, ha? Or copy-paste nyo na? Ayan o, picturean nyo na.
Screenshot mo muna.
Screenshot, sige. Screenshot. Sama mo sa screenshot mo.
Smile.
Okay, are we good? Another thing that I would like to tell you about the subjunctive. Eleanor, are you here? Are you listening?
Si Maestro.
Okay, good. Sige. Mga hindi ko nakikita. Ano, Nat, are you still here? Nat. Nat, oh. No siga la luz, por favor. Nat, are you still here? Okay. Perfecto. Okay. Let me erase this. Okay na, ha? Okay, erase. What I will be teaching you right now is what we called... Look, nag-iluwa ko, maestro. Okay, sige. Wala kaming narinig, sorry. Sorry, sabihin. Baka sa ano yan. Okay, what I'll be teaching you is what we call uncertain antecedent. Okay. By the name itself, no? By the name itself, uncertain. So, meaning to say, when we say uncertain, most likely we will be... Hello, Nat. Hello. Okay, good. Most likely we will be using a subjunctive. Pero, ano nga ba ang uncertain antecedent? No? Anyone has an idea what uncertain antecedent is? Wala. It's okay because I'll be sharing it with you. First time tong narinig?
Si.
Kung elementary pa, maestro. Sa English.
When we say something like an antecedent, antecedent is something that takes form, para siyang pronoun. No? Para siyang pronoun, pero it's gonna be part of what you call this? Part of the clause. No? Siya yung nagtitake place ng pronouns in a part of a clause. Pero an uncertain antecedent, the focus is, when do you know if it's gonna be an uncertain antecedent or not? Okay. Here's my example for you all. I have two examples. Tengo amigos que me ayuden mucho. Can you see my widescreen, chicos?
Si.
Okay. Another example is that no tengo amigos que me ayuden mucho. Tengo amigos to lo siento. Tengo amigos que me ayuden, lo siento, que me ayudan que me ayudan mucho. La otra frase es que no tengo amigos que me ayuden mucho. So here on the first phrase, what they're trying to say, this is called a definite antecedent. Bakit? Why are we saying that's a definite antecedent? Because ang statement ni speaker is meron siya. and she and the speaker is really definite na meron siyang amigos. Kasi sinabi niya, tengo amigos eh. Tama? Tengo amigos que me, kaya ang ginamit niya dito is indicative. Tengo amigos que me ayudan mucho. Pero here, this is considered as uncertain antecedent. No tengo amigos que me ayuden mucho. Sabi niya, I do not have friends who help me a lot. However, sa sinasabi ba niyang yun, is she certain that wala talagang tumutulong sa kanya? This is a vague statement. So here, if you, por ejemplo, en la conversación, no? If you're nakikipag-usap ka sa iyong boss, no? Sabihin natin na ikaw yung team leader, no? Hindi ka tinulungan ng mga kasamahan mo. Sasabihin mo talaga with all honesty, sabihin mo, no tengo amigos que me ayudan mucho. Kasi alam mong ikaw lang ang gumawa. However, for some reason, if let's say your team members help you at some point, pero you're not considering it as a help, you're not sure, maybe a little, meron kang uncertainty sa utak mo, kaya siya tinawag na uncertain antecedent, it's a vague. You would say that, no tengo amigos que me ayuden mucho. Ang sasabihin sa'yo ng boss mo, ¿estás cierto? No hay nadie que le ayuden? Are you sure that there's no one that helped you? Okay? Since it's a vague statement, bumamit tayo ng subjuntivo, which is ayuden mucho. Claro? Okay. Here's another statement. Baka medyo magulo, no? Another thing is that Carlos encontró a alguien que habla alemán y francés. La otra frase es que Carlos no encontró a nadie que hable alemán y francés. Okay, here's another part. Carlos encontró a alguien que habla alemán y francés. This part, what is this? Is this a definite antecedent or indefinite or uncertain? Chicos, ¿qué piensan?
Definite.
That's a definite kasi kiniklaim niya. Tama? Okay. What about the other one? What's about the second phrase? What do you think about it? Is that uncertain? Is that certain?
Certain.
That's gonna be
Uncertain.
what? Uncertain. Uncertain antecedent. It's gonna be vague. So, if you would, okay, here's the moral on this, chicos, no? Why am I even telling you this? What's the moral on this? For you to know kung ano ang idea ni speaker. Pag nagbasa kayo ng libro, not all of it would be, kasi syempre pag magbabasa kayo ng mga, Harry Potter dice que, o algo, no? En Espanyol. Hindi naman yan lahat indicative. There are others would be subjunctive kasi that's how the speaker would feel. En esta frase nos está diciendo que Carlos no encontró a nadie que habla alemán y español o algo. Hable alemán y francés. This is gonna be vague. Okay? This is vague. Why? It could be that this person does not exist. or this person is, there's no person like this. This person does not exist, o hindi pa nakahanap talaga si Carlos, o nahanap niya na pero hindi niya tinanggap. That's another part. Okay? What else? Por ejemplo, aquí. Ellos no conocen nadie que viva. No, espérame, no. Un momento, chicos. Example ko na isa pa. Okay. Ellos no conocen a nadie que viva en Pilipinas. No? Compared here, that we would say, ellos conocen a alguien que vive en Pilipinas. Okay? So this is another example. This one is really an indicative because he is claiming, tama, na meron talaga siya. Pero this part, it says, no conocen a nadie que viva en Pilipinas. This can be, it could be that no one existed. It could be that wala talaga siyang kilala. It could be, there's hypothesis, there's uncertainty, no? If in any case that the como las frases, si dice hypothesis or si dice uncertainty, you would use, after the que, you would use a subjuntivo. Esto es claro. This is what we call uncertain antecedents. Okay?
Klaro, maestro.
Pregunta.
Yes, go ahead.
Sa uncertain antecedents, lagi siyang negative.
Yes. Lagi siyang negative. Lagi siyang negative.
Kasi may doubt.
Meron kang doubt doon. Tama. Okay. Tapos, meron pa nga sana akong tuturo na isa pa. Pero it's 4 o'clock already, chicos. I know some of you had their work earlier. Let's pause it here. Tomorrow, I'll be discussing few more additionals when it comes to subjunctive. But I hope that that I thought you would be a big help for everyone on how you would present yourselves, on how would you create your, to know more about the language. Okay? Okay, chicos. Nos vemos luego y vamos a revisar este modo y también que discutir el modo de imperativo en los días que vienen. ¿Okay? Muchas gracias. Nos vemos. Wala na tayong pregunta.
Wala na.
No.
Umalis na sila
Sige,
eh.
adios.
Adios. Thank you.
Adios.
Quédese.
Kayo mag-leave. Bye, maestro. Ellos no conocen a nadie que viva en Filipinas. Chupum, pum, pum, pum.